All right, I'm Patrick with Sooper. We're doing a one-question interview. I've got Hope Clayburn from a bunch of bands, but we're doing a show with her on November 12th at B-Side with Hope Clayburn and Soul Scrimmage.
Yeah.
And so for this interview, our question is about meditation.
Meditation.
I don't assume because your name is Hope that you're a spiritual person, but 50-50, I guess, maybe you are, maybe a little better than 50-50. Are you a spiritual person?
I am definitely a spiritual person.
If you do any meditation,
Yeah.
but do you find music is a good way to meditate?
Oh yes, in fact, some of my favorite artists like Sun Ra, kind of those spiritual artists that connect, and even preach in their music kind of connection to the whole realm of the earth and the cosmos and all that. I love that kind of things, especially music that kind of has drones, and just and so on top of that. Some, Coltrane towards the end of his life really got into meditation. I love listening to his pieces, but when I'm playing myself, yes, I go into the zone and I try to clear my mind. I try not to think, oh, this riff, this lick, I just try to feel and in the moment. And I feel definitely when you kind of clear your mind and go through the meditation process of, paying attention to your breathing, paying attention to how you're standing. Those are definitely things you can learn through meditation, and then bringing into music, definitely.
Yeah. So I want to respond to a couple of the artists you mentioned. Remind me of one of my favorite songs is Alice Coltrane with Pharoah Sanders doing Journey in Satchidananda.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes out with these tambura sounds. And, I've always just loved the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Not that I think of it as a meditation tool. I think what I say is I think it sounds like Godzilla's lightsaber.
Yes, yes. She was wonderful. And R.I.P. to Pharoah, he just passed away. And of course, with him passing away, we all get introspective and look back. And his music, like the Creator has a master plan. That's one of the most beautiful songs, and it's really just two chords, right? Dum bum ba, ba bum bum ba, over and over, and you really get into that zone. And I was watching back on one of his pieces online where he's playing in the tunnel, and somebody's recording him, and he's just playing this big tunnel on tenor sax and the sound, and he's just doing these long tones and just letting it develop. So he was definitely a master of that kind of sound. Yeah.
We'll have to check that out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I started to use just real simple stuff for meditation for myself and my own sort of prayer meditation program. I like to clear my head before I hit my knees and pray.
Yeah.
So I do a couple of different things. I'll just play a guitar piece that I know from memory, and I don't really have to think about it. I'm just playing,
Right.
and I'll do that a little bit. Or I've done a few times where I just strum a chord and just listen to the sounds of the chord, kind of like that Sun Ra kind of
Right.
resonation.
It resonates. Yeah.
I thought maybe something I could try is like just a real steady rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't tried to work that in yet, but
Yeah.
I'm not great at the routine, but that's the routine I try to have.
That's cool.
But I do find that it helps me center.
Yes. And that's very important. That's very key. And the older I get, the mantra of just less is more, and being present and in the moment, and trying to just block out all the external things. I'm doing that now, or I actually just came from walking. I just get my steps in and stuff like that, but I walk around a little track. And at first I just started doing it a couple weeks, and man, those first couple weeks just trying to keep your mind clear and just not being like, okay, I got 2 more laps, I got 3 more laps, and just really being like, you know what, I just need to be here right now, focus on my breathing, focus on what I'm doing. And that carries over to how I'm doing music too, especially with playing horn, our techniques sometimes, the way we hold our hands, any instrument, really getting into the purity of the technique, and it will come out in the music. You don't want to be all technical, but But once you know, I've been playing since I was a little kid, so it's time to disconnect my brain from that whole like this is a flat 5/7 over to this to the 2/5, and it's like, what do I feel right now? What am I feeling? How's my posture and my breathing? Is my mind really connecting with what's going on? Am I playing too much? That's my biggest problem. I still play too many notes, you know. So I definitely feel the most important thing in music is the space, is the silence. You know, that's what makes music. It's not all the notes all the time. It's kind of when do you pause? When does this go to the next part? Not trying to just cram things in there. And I think that's just the mantra of life too, is just slow down for a second. Stop trying to do too much, you know. Just be aware, be present where you are. That's what all those meditative, you know, teachings always teach us. Yeah.
Right on. And related, but in a little different vibe for our show, I think it'll be like that. We'll be present in the moment,
Yeah.
but not too meditative. We're gonna.
No, we there.
We're gonna put
be
anybody to sleep.
No, the opposite.
We're gonna
It's
get
gonna be
everybody
fun.
moving.
It's gonna be funk and fun and just you know, having a great time hopefully with each other and just joyful noise, as they say. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm excited just to bring with other bands. I always love having bands on multiple bands that we're kind of going to be able to check each other's out, and hopefully people that come to see my band that haven't seen you guys and vice versa will have new things to check out. That's always great. Yeah.
Right on. It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be awesome.
We'll see you there at B-side.
Be there, be square.